towards that B bomb side. Now Heavy God is going to start making his way back, but Surreal's found a kill in the meantime.
MHL out in the open, at least gets a kill before he goes down. His teammates continue to roll through with the frags here as well. xFinest looking to try and find something, but they don't really have anything to show for that initial scuffle. 2v4, no positional control to speak of either, so pretty dire start to the pistol round here for the T side.
Yeah, pretty vocal shutdown there. It was the early peek towards short as well that made it quite uncomfortable. And now it's a 2 versus 4, shox and twist, just hoping to get a peek off, but Nerds, he can just hold. Heavy God is going to start making his way back towards the A bomb side, leaving Mighty Max and Surreal actually in a 2 versus 2 towards the B bomb side. So 2 kills here might actually grant them with a bomb plant and a chance in the round.
Well, that's a great kill there onto Surreal. Still a player here underneath Heaven. He's got the kit as well, and he wins a big gunfight there. This Mighty Max. Does the trade come through from Heaven? Not immediately. Bomb still has to be recovered, though, for shox, so this should be mission impossible. Flank coming through from short as well. His life is on a timer, I'm afraid, and there we go. Nerds is going to get the free frag.
Yeah, it was a good find onto the first player, but then the bomb going down in such a...
Yeah, because if they don't have endpoint, then that sucks. That was always like the flagship team, right? At least in recent years.
It is. Well, they've had some alright squads, especially on like tier 2, tier 3 level through the years, but yeah. I'd say that the next generation of UK CS is alright. Yeah, Into the Breach. Obviously, you have the Fanbit boys, you have one pin that they're doing alright, so there's a couple, you know, lesser squads that might have something to say in future time.
Ouch. That grenade touches down. Snacks, unfortunately, sees the end of the round. I mean, there was no investment into this round, bar, I think, 1 P250. I'm pretty sure that was the only thing bought up, and they've been able to yield themselves 2 quick kills here of xFinest. I don't think there should be much else on offer. Big kill there from Surreal. Now he's got them boxed in. There we go. Job done.
Yeah. Still a really expensive round, though. I mean, even if you don't get away with a bomb plant or a round victory, if shox finds another kill, this is really great. Especially considering the heavy investment coming in from the CT side. Money's not really looking too fantastic. Heavy God, though, is going to be able to finish it off with a nice double. At least Endpoint get the round on the board, but losing...
You've got Nerds in a very poor position right now towards Party, holding a tight angle. Twist never expect him to be there, but there's an immediate trade, so I think xFinest will be fine with that. That's the only rifle that was in play, at least the only M4 for Endpoint.
Yeah, it was a good refrag early on. Now Surreal is all alone towards Connector. Pleasant spots another player towards the toilets. That actually might seal the bait perfectly for the Connector player, right? Surreal is yet to get spotted. MP9 tucked in the corner. If he gets the kill onto shox, he could upgrade onto an AK. And then turn around and isolate the fight. That's the only presence. shox doesn't spot him. That's going to be a free kill. That's great from Surreal. Now he can get himself onto a rifle. And he's such a massive nuisance. They've spotted one player going back towards the A-bomb side. Surely you're not ready for Heavy God's aggression. Even if you get that kill, you have no clue that there's another player towards upper toilets. Surreal, though, needs to be careful. Mighty Max drops snacks elsewhere. That's such a discombobulating round for xFinest.
Yeah. There's so much going on right now. Very difficult to maintain composure. And look at Heavy God. He hasn't had to do anything in the entire round. He's going to pounce onto Hades, gets a free AK, drops the bomb as well. And Pleasant with barely any health to his name stands no chance in the clutch. They knew exactly where he was as well. That's really impressive from Endpoint after they lost that opening pick.
Yeah, that was great. You were never going to be ready for 3 people towards that A-bomb.
And you can see Endpoint are just giving the respect up right now. Not, you know, over-facing, giving fights away. Does look like MHL does want to clear out the bomb. Okay, we'll get the kill. Oh, nice shots coming through though in response.
Yeah, a couple of kills on the board once again. And Hades is going to be able to pick himself up an AK. He could save here, to be fair. I mean, he's got the armor. Could try to go maximum damage as well, but with only 15 seconds, that's going to be a tall order. That's going to be a 4th round for Endpoint, probably. And Hades is actually trying to make the run for it, but with only 8 seconds, I think he's made his decision. Just hold on to the rifle. You're going to have enough money to have a nice buy going into the next one. Wouldn't have had the money for the AWP either way, so it's good. 4 rounds, though, on the back of the start here for Endpoint. You know, they've started well again. Their CT side yesterday gave them 9 rounds. Looking for more here, maybe, but you have to deal with the big man. Not hungry just yet, but, you know, he just grabbed a quick snack.
Oh, God, Ted. Cross references coming through. I like it, actually. Rare advantage for xFinest, right? Haven't had an opening pick, I don't think. At least not one that hasn't gone immediately traded. So, 5 versus 4. decent positional control as well. They clear out the top side of the map there towards Fountain and Party. They know that there's no deep control and information being held by Endpoint. They've got lowers too. That allows them to group up outside of this B-bomb side. However, Endpoint have gone for a bit of a gamble here. They've gone for a read. They've rotated an extra player towards B, so they're weaker at A right now, but that's not a problem.
Yeah, it's not a problem. They have the AWP just spotted. They have 3 players towards the B-bomb side. Twist, though, doesn't really care. He's going to get 1 and 2. That's great work from the IGL. Surreal fights back with 1, but Snax is there to shut him down. That's just a great round from Twist. It's a really good call as well. It's just the explosive play towards the B-bomb side. Twist gets 2 kills. There's no way that you bounce back into a round like that if you're Endpoint.
Yeah, beautiful entries coming through there from Twist. Man, oh man. Just destroys Mighty Max there towards the barrels. Never stood a chance in that angle. You're kind of hoping that you don't get checked, I think, if you're taking up that position as Mighty Max, because Twist was just a live wire with both of those kills. And xFinest, they executed it towards 3 players on that B-bomb side, so that was a stock standard defense there from Endpoint that barely made an impact on the defense.
Yeah, first round for Finest here on the T side. Gonna make it a little bit more competitive from now on, you'd think. Money, of course, not looking great for Endpoint because, you know...
Nobody in towards lowers this time from the CT side. Happy to keep their distance. Probably, you know, recognizing that this is an important round as well. They don't want to make any unnecessarily aggressive plays off the bat. There's the MP9 going in towards water right now. This is a coordinated attack there. You've got both Surreal and Mighty Max working in tandem, but it's just to clear it out initially.
I feel like you wanna start it nice and slow as well for MHL's sake, right? Let him get involved into some action with the AWP, maybe get a couple defensive peaks, fall back, play the man advantage. You still have a lot of utility, even though, you know, you have 2 players that are not on the premium rifles. You have a lot of util, you have the defuse kit, so you can get away with playing the defensive playstyle. And Nurse's position towards upper toilet's actually going to be quite important, but Snax, he's picked up another kill. That's going to be a nuisance. His presence towards short, he did that a couple rounds ago, and now again, Snax, he's even going to go for more, now realizes he doesn't really need that. He's going to wait for his teammates to arrive, and with 35 seconds, they need to start making their way into the bomb sites. And look at Endpoint, they've rotated 3 people towards the A side, and now they've realized it.
Yeah, I'm so surprised considering the deep control Nerds has and Heavy got spotting long that they still kept MHL in position. He's trying to rotate through, but he's not going to be there in time. So it's going to be xFinest to get full control. I don't even know if Endpoint want to have a crack at this. I think that committing to the save off the bat was probably the best option. Now they've already lost Mighty Max. Sunken cost fallacy in effect. Do they commit after losing a player? No. Going to cut their losses and take these guns into the next round. But a beautiful read coming through from xFinest. And a bit of a questionable hold there from Endpoint.
Yeah, Nerds was towards long the entire time as well, so even if they got that kill from Mighty Max, he would have been quite isolated from the action. It's just a pretty discombobulated round coming in from Endpoint here. I guess once again they expected an A finish considering that Snax, you know, shows some heavy presence towards the B-bomb side, and a lot of the times you're actually going to see Snax, you know, on the other side of the map just having his own play.
Right, yeah, you get those games, man. You get those games. Interesting sets of weaponry up for Endpoint. 2 USPs and then the 3 guns they saved from the previous round. Notes will get traded out. That's fine if you're xFinest though. One of the guns on the deck. No way to recover that either if you're the CT side.
Yeah, it's a good trade. Still a miracle that Nerds actually gets a kill. He was a little bit off with the timing. Mighty Max's USP actually does a lot of damage there onto Snax. But xFinest, they've already made their way onto the A-bomb side. You cheeky biscuits. Oh, it's all opened up for business. Obviously, this is a bit of a hard buy coming in for Endpoint. They have the FAMAS and the AWP that they saved up in the previous round. They had Nerds' M4. He was all alone towards A. And yeah, they're just stacked on the B-bomb side. Heavy God was actually holding first, but Pleasant still wins the fight, and that's going to be the round done. Hold on to the AWP for the next one, MHL. Mighty Max and Surreal just going to be his bodyguards.
Yeah, that's the most important objective now. xFinest with some nice attention to detail with the way that they make their way through the round. I mean, it comes pretty close. You can see a few low HP individuals, but for the most part, in control.
Yeah, it's been quite all right. I mean, haven't really felt the need of seeing Hades on an AWP yet on the T side either, which is good, right? He's always been an oper that's I wouldn't say way too comfortable with his opening on the T side, or at least he's doing a really good job with the rifles, and sometimes prefers to have them on. Great sequence there. As we were speaking about his prowess with the rifles, he's actually going to be able to pick up a double. Not quite the triple. Twist is going to steal the way, but yeah, nothing saved up. No, he doesn't. You know, you get a lot of chances for peeks. You have a lot of space you can cover, a lot of positions you can cover.
And another thing I would love to say is, being the CT AWPer, that's a dream, right? Not having an AWP on the T side. Think about how many fights and peaks you get to take. Oh god, shox. That is just so crazily bold.
I
More
don't
trades.
He just walked through the smoke and killed him. Yeah, that was a bit of a surprise. I mean, if you're holding on the other side of that smoke, you never expect a play like that to come through. shox needs to be careful, gets tagged down, smoke in, gonna isolate heavy god, and I think it's another save coming up.
Oh my god.
Well, now
Snax has already got them boxed in though. Yeah, I mean, I think they're already committing to the save. Now, they're gonna have to fight for their lives. They're not gonna be afforded the luxury of just running away from the action. There is no escape. Daddy Snax has got you locked in.
Yeah, and that's something that you gotta deal with when you're playing the CT side of Overpass, right? Whenever it's an A hit, a B hit, it doesn't really make a difference. Snax is always gonna be towards short, no matter what's going on. And people have known that for years as well. I mean, it's always been kind of his bread and butter. He's always gonna be that guy, you know, you let him go into his own devices and do his own gimmicky plays. And that's quite successful. I mean, it's I guess you can look at it from the other perspective, where if his team is really unsuccessful on their A hit, yeah, I get it, but I don't like it.
Okay, fair enough. He has a Vulcan as well. No surprise to see the Snax is rocking a Vulcan, assuming this is his. I think that's his stickers on it.
Yeah, it's going well with the gloves. We're just speaking about their fashion choices right now, but
isn't that what we paid to do, Ted?
Yeah, I think so. Pretty sure that's the contract I signed.
That's the memo I got, yeah.
Yeah, Snax is once again gonna farm a couple kills. shox, pretty straightforward. Ooh, a lovely triple kill there from the man. Actually,
Ted. I think it's just about him not really getting himself into the game enough. He's just been sitting sort of deep bathrooms from the start of the round, waiting and hoping somebody comes in towards his scope. But you got to be a little bit more proactive than that. Oh my god, speaking about being proactive, Notice gets a kill straight through the wall there, and he's done so much damage to Klesson as well. Damage gets exchanged though, and now it's one bullet either way, and it's going to be Nerd who finishes it off.
Yeah, that's a great play. The pixel spot. He's the player, spams him through, no chance to fight back. And simultaneously, I think it was MHL to get a kill through a smoke with the AWP. Hades is finally going to fire back. He was posted towards connector this entire time. And they still have Nerds that's really close. He's really low on HP as well. Snax doesn't realize it. Samke is actually going to bait him in, and that's another free kill. Hades has no idea what's going on. Nerds is an absolute thief in this round, as Snax has been left in a 1 versus 4. Deja vu maybe from a couple of years ago, but this one is going to be extremely hard to pull off.
Oh, Snax was hoping to get a little bit more than just the 1 kill, but Heavy God eventually pivots in his direction, so he has to snap up the kill. Won't been seen, doesn't know that they've actually come through, but he does start to clear it. Great awareness there from Hades. And that smoke coming through will give him the information that there's a second player here as well. Look at the response from X-Finders. They just push their way up short and towards the B bomb site. Heavy got tasked with trying to control that, but he's lost his head to Twist on the entry.
That's
devastation for endpoint on the B bomb site.
Yeah, awkward exchange. shox drops Mighty Max in the meantime, so the B bomb site's actually open for business. That's going to be another round for X-Finest, probably. It's a 2 versus 4. MHO and Nerds should be thinking about the save already. And that was just a great reaction, as you pointed out, right? You hear the flashes. Hades gets 1. You know that normally that push is done by 2 players, and I believe Hades even heard the second one as well. You know that
through as well.
Yeah, I'd say it's a calculated risk to just swing short through that Molotov, because most of the time there's going to be just 1 player towards the B bomb side. You know, he throws the flash and then he's responsible only of short, and you already have 2 players on the T side towards short. So it was kind of like it was really quick. It was really quickly that you could have made that move, and yeah, it was great. I mean, you catch him completely off guard, out of position. I think he still had a nade in his hand, get the free kill, and Heavy God, even though he's in a decent position, I guess you could say.
I'm already catching on to it. If you want, you can call me Zerfa. Is it Zerfa? I always thought it was Zeppa, and then I saw the extra R there.
Yeah, it's Zerfer. Yeah.
Zerfer. Okay, that makes sense. Mighty God going to get traded out as xFinest do transition their way aggressively in towards the B bomb site, turning up the pace here, Ted.
Yeah, they are. Pleasant picks up another one. B-bomb side once again compromised. Nerf from sure though is gonna find another kill. Snacks going on top of the side, trying to find Serial towards the water, but this is his territory. shox finally takes him down, but MHL's already posted on the angle. Bomb's actually in shox. He can make the run towards the A-bomb side. He's low on HP, but there's no one to challenge. He's gonna get away at least with a bomb plant, and he's gonna have enough time to get into a decent position. Endpoint, just now they'll realize what's happened, and this is really interesting. The way that shox approaches this could be the difference maker. I believe he's just holding towards back default right now. Yep.
I'm surprised that Endpoints are deciding to walk this right now. It means that they're going to have a lot less time to work with, but shox is in the open. He should just get traded out here. Even the timing could be awful. He's going to be hearing... There we go. There's a couple shots that come through. Now they decide to push forward aggressively. Good wide swing coming through from the first player. Nerds peeks out afterwards. He gets the kill straight up. And that was just unfortunate positioning there.
Went for that connector peek a couple times now with the AWP. Hasn't really been able to find a kill just yet. But he's been a nuisance, especially after the first couple rounds. And, you know, finally seeing that Surreal likes going for that play sometimes. This time around it's going to be Nerds, but Pleasant on a really good snap there is going to take him down and out of the equation. Short control established for Endpoint, so at least they have something going on for them. But once again, xFinest find the man opening, and if they win around like that, that's going to put Endpoint in a really uncomfortable position. We're talking 7 rounds T-side, potentially 8, considering you're going to be up against pistols. That's a really important conversion here for Finest.
Not only that, but keep in mind the scoreline was 4-0 for Endpoint at one point, so it's completely slipped out of their control since then. Gonna have to be a huge hold from Heavy God here on the A bomb side if he's gonna stand any chance of rescuing this round for his team. Pleasant leads the charge forward, clears out towards the back of the truck. Oh my god, so little room here for Heavy God to maneuver. Now he's been spotted out as well and taken down by shox. xFinest flawless on the entry and the execute. That's gonna net them their 7th. It's actually a really well-rounded team performance here as well, Ted. If you just look at the numbers and think about the impact each player is having right now, everybody's plugging away and chipping in from xFinest.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been a team effort. That's the only way to put it in. I like the fact that Hades is trying to go for an early peak. I know he's not being over-aggressive, but as we pointed out, that's not really his style. But still, you know, just holding the line down connector. He did win the 1 versus 1 Diop fight in this round against MHL as well. And I actually have an interesting stat for you. So far, obviously, speaking only about this tournament, and the 2 BO3s that Endpoint, or rather xFinest, have played. On the
Flash could have been devastating had it gone ever so slightly deeper. Not normally a problem I'm faced with, Ted.
No whatsoever. Hades, speaking about going for early peaks, he's going to attempt it towards short this time around. Pleasant gets the entry onto MHL elsewhere, and they're going to show their presence. Hades, oh, he's hoping so much that he gets a peek. He gets that kill. That's another round for them, probably. It's a 5 versus 4 already. Heavy God's position could be a problem. Snacks with an instant refrag. Make sure that Heavy God doesn't get away with more than 1 here.
Tough round to rescue here for Endpoint. That's why Nerds is trying to make this hero play. Problem is how much false information and false sense of security does this lure xFinest into. And look at where Pleasant is right now, carrying out his angles so systematically, and that's what's going to yield him the kill. Nerds was also in a good position, but Pleasant just had his wits about him. Fantastic frag coming through from the Swede, and that pretty much unlocks the round. Look at the patience on display right now from the T side.
Yeah,
just there's the bomb though, by the way.
Yeah, that's a little bit risky. That's why he's so patient right now. He just waits and hopes that Hades is going to catch a timing. Might actually go down here, but no. Quick on the trigger. He wasn't even holding for that. Great reaction. Surreal does manage to get the kill onto Pleasant, but that's just going to give away his whereabouts, and they can make their way onto the bomb site, get it down. And unless we witness a Surreal clutch from Surreal, that's going to be a 9th round here for xFinest on the T side.
What a turnaround, considering the way that the map had started at 0-4 for the team who had picked the map as well. Surreal obviously going to have a crack at this with it being the last round of the half, but this is literally mission impossible, and he doesn't look like Tom Cruise to me, Ted.
Nope, not whatsoever. Hades is going to get it. 11 kills on the T side for the open.
Points off guard and shut this down from the inside out.
Oh, there's 1, there's 2, looking for a 3rd. He's tapping away. Heavy God does manage to get the refrag finally. That's more than great there for Pleasant, and that's a lot of information as well. He spotted the bomb. He's going to give that one away to his teammates. Mighty Max all alone in front of Monster still hasn't really spotted anything, and right now they're just scratching their heads. They're wondering what's going on, and you can see Heavy God actually holding towards Party. They have no idea if he was alone. They have no idea if somebody could have pushed towards T-Spawn, towards T-Con. This is such an open round for Endpoint. It's so confusing.
And losing this pistol round puts so much pressure onto Endpoint as well, right? So a lot riding on this right now as they go back in towards lower. Snacks waiting on the opposite side of the door. Their Heavy God's going to open up. The flash is good. Snacks doesn't get spotted initially, but Surreal does get the kill. Rotations coming through from X-Finest. They did catch wind of the slightly early, so at least they got players in position, and the kills come through immediately as well.
Yeah, it was always going to be a tough round, and it's now 1 versus 2. Mighty Max actually might get away with a bomb plan. Hades is going to try and run him down.
Who's your star player, mate? Because
well,
it doesn't feel like they have any out-and-out star player.
I guess it's supposed to be Pleasant, but you still have Hades, you have shox and Snacks that are put in on massive numbers, so yeah.
That's the thing, is everybody can chip in, but I feel like they rely on that quite heavily, that everybody has to contribute, because they don't have like an out-and-out star who is going to be consistently putting up like 22 kills a map type of thing. So I do think that that's an interesting point, you know, of contention of the X-Finest roster. And it has its positives and its negatives, right? It goes both ways. It's not always an issue or a problem. You look at Endpoint, he struggled so far here on Overpass. Ted only 6 kills to his name as Twist slinks his way into the corner. It's going to be Mighty Max who finds the opening kill. Vital round here for Endpoint, and they're going to be finding the vital frags here to open up the round as well.
Yeah, 5 versus 3 early on. Pleasant does manage to find an important refrag. Oh, the flash doesn't really phase him. Heavy God is still going to be able to get the kill. Snacks and Hades in a 2 versus 4. And that's actually smart. Cyril's just going to walk his way through toilet, see if he spots anybody, and he's going to call them back. The only risk here is if Snacks actually makes the run towards short and towards connector, but I don't really think he does. Maybe at this point they realize what's going on. Hades winning that fight against Rio might actually throw a massive spanner into the works if he manages to do so. And he could be in a position to cut off the bomb carrier going onto the side.
Yeah, there shouldn't really have been much hope here in the round for X-Finest. Hades is above the molly or in front of the molly, but he won't be able to get the kill. I was wondering whether that actually hurt him or not. I don't think he stepped and I don't think he took to the fire either. So nearly was able to make something happen, but unfortunately not going to happen. Not going to play out the way he would have liked, should I say. Snacks, best he could hope for is saving the gun here, and then maybe dropping an M4 in the next round for a teammate.
Yeah, that was a crucial round coming in for Endpoint. You lose this one, you're way back in this game.
Yeah,
It was going to be a 12-6. No money potentially for the T side, so maybe looking at 13. And you know, once you build up that momentum on the CT side, it's really hard to get the enemy team out of that comfort zone. So it's quite good that they managed to make it work here.
Right here, right now, and then they get to reduce the deficit to 2. They flash though for Pleasant to peek off the back, and Nerds actually took damage from Twist as well. So it'll be X-Finest to innovate to find the opening kill.
Looking for space towards short. Snacks up close. Gonna hear, oh, the sound here. I wonder if there's a flash on the CT side. If Snacks wants to phase, he's just going to hold the line for now. Endpoint start grouping up towards that B-bomb side. Man advantage now for the defense. As we said, money looking quite shaky, but they still had enough to go for another one. Failed Molotov there is actually going to give away their intentions in a way.
Yeah, Heavy God does get the kill onto Snacks, and that levels it back out into a 4v4. Big kill there from Endpoint. Oh, Twist, his feet have been spotted. Yeah. He's actually lucky to be alive. He just kind of gets punished as his feet get tickled there, Ted.
Yeah, that's why you see a lot of players go to the right-hand side of that angle, right? All the way on the right to the wall, because when you're holding from there, your feet actually don't get spotted first. If you're standing kind of in the middle, in front of the tunnel, you're probably going to lose that fight most of the time.
Absolutely. Just by the nature of the architecture of the tunnel, right?
Yeah.
And how the angles work. Physics, bitch.
Oh. shox has actually cleared out the entire map. They know exactly what's going on. They're going to have a 3-man stack, and there's only 10 seconds. Endpoint, they've run that timer completely low.
Shots, Hades. Oh my god. Thrive with the scout right now. Could be on for the 3-peat. He will complete the sequence of kills. Beautiful hold coming through there from Hades. almost to his own devices. Had some support that could take the heat off of him, but those were clean scout shots.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And when I typed config settings in simple settings and copied that, it didn't really make me better, but I felt good.
Just be careful, man. Wouldn't want you to break a wrist or anything.
Man, I've done that so much so far. You said that you were kind of worried about this being a punishment pick here for XFinest. It has turned out to be like that. They've just played a really good game so far. Nothing really too much to speak about here. Heavy God does manage to find the opening kill, but Snax is really quick. Look at Heavy God up. The B-bomb side is actually
this is what I want to see.
Free. Yeah,
I mean, this time there won't be any resistance from him, but this is the type of play that I'm accustomed to seeing out of Heavy God. Playing with some, you know, swag in his step type of thing, a bit of flamboyancy, not scared or afraid of anybody, backs himself in every gunfight. Nerds should find the perfect timing, although look at this, Pleasant's gonna clear it. I don't think they're even going for the retake here though, Ted. I think that's actually what this is. Oh god. That's so unfortunate for Nerds, man.
Yeah, the first player doesn't actually clear him off as well. It was just Pleasant. Do they really want to go for the late retake? I feel like they're just thinking about, they're just thinking about getting the kills, which could actually work out. That's a big AG. Heavy God's been dealt with. They've spotted another player towards Monster, or MHL spotted them.
Wait, they're... Oh,
no,
okay,
there's no time. There's no time.
No, there's definitely... I thought for... You know... I like to be on the outside, Ted, so... That's what makes me cool.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Hipster and all, you know?
Yeah,
If everybody likes it, then I don't like it. Catch me on the A4, man.
Yeah. Reddit user. You're the guy on the HOTV forum. That tells me that Snax is washed in. Yeah, I get it.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't have been completely wrong a few months ago. Anyway, it is a huge start to the round here for XFinest, Ted. And this is coming back. They lost the previous round. And ENDPOINT were thinking, all right, here we go, boys. Maybe we can actually build some momentum. Not even going to try a British accent, but, you know... Let's get some points on the board here, but then they just get destroyed off the bat.
Yeah, it's really been an uphill battle so far for ENDPOINT on this map. I feel like from the start, after the first 4 rounds, we've just seen some domination coming in from XFinest, and I like that. I mean, Overpass has been a really good map for them. Okay, Mighty Max, we hear you. shox
that's a
still
huge kill out of
towards the back
shox,
of the side. Yeah, he's going to be able to hold on.
I think Mighty Max did spot Twist jumping down now. He'll definitely know it's there. From the audio cues, Mighty Max goes for the swing, but Twist was ready and waiting for that. Good kill, good crosshair placement as well. If
I'm not mistaken, it was against Blue Jays in an Elise Invitational ball game. Won that one 16-6, but yeah, that one's been just a one-way traffic for XFinest and Overpass. What a way to kick things off here in the semifinals, looking quite solid. Inferno coming up. ENDPOINT did start well on their defense, but unless we see a 1 versus 5 from Mighty Max, this one is already over.
Yeah, it's going to be on the IGL. Oh, Ted, how does he make this one work? He doesn't.